up, it's talking wrestling time. Pondwater and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome in for another fun, exciting edition of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. I'm Pondwater Dave. So that means she must be the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn. And joining us tonight, the fun director of the Ram Network, Justin Yent.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Wonderful.
Excited to have Justin with us. Justin was live in the crowd at Wrestlemania both nights. So he's going to add a perspective that me and Amy don't have just sitting on the couch watching it.
That's right. He's not called fun director for no reason.
Yep.
You got to tell us what can I got to know what was the best part, Justin, being there. What do you think? What was the best part about being in the stadium for WrestleMania?
So I will answer it a little bit differently. The best part about being in Vegas this weekend was being surrounded by so many wrestling fans. You don't usually get to be surrounded by that many fans in just, normal situations, restaurants, whatever. But to see the WWE universe out and just appreciating wrestling wherever was great. But the stadium, the energy, I would say that's a beautiful stadium. And it's one of my top ranked stadiums now to visit. So
cool.
Is it fully enclosed? Is it open on the ends or?
It's fully enclosed. It's got glass on one side with, I forget I think it was a torch. But it was beautiful. I mean, just everything, and every seat was comfortable. There wasn't a bad seat in the house. So
did you have the same seat both nights?
I did. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a big laser, like a big inkjet printer with the flatbed scanner on top. I guess a 3-in-1's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Yeah.
It kind of does.
It's a different look to the stadium, but I think
it's a cool looking stadium.
Yeah, you can't beat it. Comfort and then AC. I'm used to outdoor WrestleManias and it's hot, humid, or rainy. You're dealing with some type of a weather element to it, right? And so not having to deal with that was great.
Did you take in any other sites in Vegas, or is it just 100% wrestling trip?
So I think the only thing I did outside of wrestling was eat at the Peppermill, which is a famous restaurant that the Rat Pack used to go to in Vegas. So it was a pretty cool diner. They're open 24 hours. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day long.
Really? So, I love it.
Other than that, I did WWE World and then WrestleMania, and then made sure to take some downtime for me. So,
well, good.
I bet. Now, where is the Peppermill in Vegas? Is it on the Strip? Is it like off somewhere? Like that would be a cool place.
Yeah, it's next to the Wynn. But it's like completely retro. It's got neon lights. It's a complete cool diner. So it was interesting to see.
Oh, I bet. And then, like you said, just knowing that the Rat Pack went there and you're in the same place, that's kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
Did you get to see the Spirit night?
Yes. So the last night, my taxi driver took me right next to the Sphere, and it kept changing as we were getting closer, and then when we got there, it changed as well. So
Is it as wild looking in person as it is in the
it is.
pictures you see of it? You think is AI generated?
No, it is completely amazing to look at. He was talking about it's good for concerts and whatnot. So I'm excited to go back and see what the Sphere has to offer. I'd love to see a wrestling show in there. So
Wouldn't that be cool?
I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen.
yeah.
When I was in Vegas last summer, my hotel, my room faced the Sphere. So like you said, I saw it change all the time. There was a I think it was Grateful Dead. There was like I think a Deadhead show playing or whatever. It might have been someone, a tribute band, I don't know, but that was going on over there. And like there are people all in the hotel, you know, from Grateful Dead fans and all this stuff. But the Sphere, like it would be faces, it would be doing all kinds of wild things. I could just sit in my room and watch the Sphere for a little bit, you know, all the different changes. It's really, really cool.
You know, it's been a while since I've been to Vegas. I think the last time I went there, I stayed in Paris, and it was still fairly new. But I always loved going to the Mirage. I remember when they opened. I remember the volcano. It was so cool to go to the Mirage. As a matter of fact, when young Pure Country, the movie with George Strait, when Country filmed, and they go to the Mirage in that movie, the valet that's doing all the dancing, that wasn't just for the movie. That guy worked at the Mirage, and that was what he did out there. So what you saw in the movie really popped me and my wife, because our trips we stayed at the Mirage because we had a bad experience at Excalibur and got pissed and left, checked out, and went and paid cash to stay at the Mirage.
What happened? You can't leave us hanging on that story, especially with you. My God, there's no telling what that story is going to be like.
Kicked her out of the casino because she didn't have her ID on her.
Oh,
but
really?
Keep in mind, we'd already been there for a couple of days, and we were winning quite a bit. I'm not saying that, and it's not like the pit boss or security.
Right.
It's like the change kids nuts dropped. But it was just the attitude. They wouldn't hold the machine till she went and got her ID. And it was just, I mean, we were real young and we got treated like we were real young. And since there's so many kids running around that place, they didn't know how to treat grown folks. And I showed them how big a boy I was, and we proceeded to go down to the Mirage and were treated like royalty. It was nice.
And then that's where you go ever since, right? That's how it works.
Pretty much. I mean, there was other times that just with packages you stayed in other places.
Sure.
But Mirage was always my vote. I mean, didn't matter where I stayed. That's where I always ended up. Speaking of balls dropping, had a little mishap earlier tonight.
Oh.
We're gonna go to the footage. Ow!
Poor
Fritz took me out.
I have to ask, what did you do to deserve that? That's painful.
I was just standing there. He was going nuts because Steph got home. He's running around, because he's happy that mom's home, and I just got home too. And
he didn't mean it, Dad.
No. I think Fritz was watching too many nights of WrestleMania where there were nut shots.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
I mean, he's a literal wiener dog now.
Yeah.
That is a good point, though, Justin. Lots of nut shots.
Yes.
Just wanted to do his own, I guess. Just show Daddy what he learned this weekend.
Exactly. That he was paying attention.
It would have killed an ordinary man but here I am.
But
I'm
you still
pressing
stand.
through for you, the listener. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, I highly encourage you to go back and watch YouTube. Just if for no other reason that
that video.
That little piece of Ring camera gold.
That's funny. Well, Justin, when did you get out to Vegas, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what did you get to do besides the actual WrestleMania?
So I flew out of Tampa at 5:30 in the morning on Thursday and arrived to Vegas at 7 o'clock their time, 7:30 their time. So my day one was unloading the luggage to the hotel and going straight to WWE World. Got to experience WWE Superstore, huge amounts of stuff. That was all being taken really quick. So I got VIP for WWE World, and they let us in 30 minutes early.
Awesome.
However, people were still grabbing the new John Cena figures 5 or 6 deep at a time. So by the time I got over there, those were gone. My Funkos were gone. But my first day was probably the busiest when it came to meet and greets. So we did Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Nia Jax. I had 2 others. I can't remember. It just was one after the other. I'd CM Punk on Sunday, which was nice. He definitely a different character. But I will say, like, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre were amazing. Nia Jax was amazing as usual. I'm pulling up my schedule real quick to see what I had.
Nia Jax is just, go out of your way to meet her if you have the opportunity. That is, she catches so much crap because of her character and people that think they know what goes on behind the scenes, but a nicer lady you will not meet.
Yeah, she's amazing. Great personality. So
you walk away after you meet her thinking, this is somebody I'd like to hang out with.
Yep.
I know when I got my picture taken with her, she kind of just bent over a little bit because she's so much taller than me. And my wife goes, "Oh, just go ahead and stand straight up. He loves them tall."
Too funny.
Yeah.
So I DIY on Saturday, and the important reason I'm mentioning this is so they stole the tag titles Friday night, right? Nothing happened. They gave the tag titles back. Saturday morning, we get to the photo session, and Ciampa has no beard at all. So he had fallen between SmackDown the night before, and the gash was pretty nasty because it was still bleeding. He was still having to blot it and stuff. But
oh Lord,
I didn't recognize him when he came out because I'm so used to the beard. So I was like, "Who's the guy with Gargano?" And then we got the first picture with a freshly shaven Ciampa.
Oh,
so
that's
it was
awesome.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it was absolutely crazy. They had live shows going on at the same time, some wrestling matches. They had Stephanie McMahon on the main show. I think the coolest thing that they did there was the Slammies on Sunday, I think it was.
I watched part of that, and it looked like a fun presentation.
Yeah, the only thing that was disappointing was almost everybody that won was not at WWE World to grab their award, so they phoned it in with a video. So everybody get all excited thinking somebody was going to come out, and it was just like, okay, we're going to the video for them to accept their award. So,
right.
But yeah, no, it was a good time, and they do a really good job with WWE World. I think they're continuously trying to improve it year after year because I heard it was a mess last year. So they still got some work to do. But no, it's an overall great experience, and just to see the amount of talent.
Calling it Access when I went.
Yeah, Access I think was run much better.
I think they need to limit. You just can't come in there. I think that if you're there, I don't think you should be able to go in there and load up 5 or 6, whatever. You shouldn't be able to clean the shelf. I think it ought to be maybe 2 per person.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because sometimes you get one that you're going to open and one you're going to, like with an action figure. I'm going to get one I'm going to keep in the box. I'm going to get one I'm going to open or Funkos or But when somebody comes in and grabs an armful, they're going autograph
Mm-hmm.
hunting, and that's just not fair to everybody else. You should limit, because you're going to sell them all.
Yeah.
So why not sell them to as many people as you can instead of selling them to a few and then piss off a lot of people.
Right. Well, and then like you said, Justin, you pay to go into this. So, if you wanted those Funko Pops, or if you wanted something, next year you might be like, I'm not going to pay to go because someone's just going to buy them all before I
Right.
get there,
Right.
So, I mean, something to think about, I guess.
And they were camped out early. That's all I can say is each day, like I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday started at 9. People were lined up at 7 o'clock in the morning to get in. And it was just absolutely crazy to see people show up 2 hours early just for the experience. And not everybody had an autograph signing or anything. They were just walking around. So
see, the only time I've ever done an autograph signing at an Access is I pre-bought Charlotte Flair in New Orleans. But I've never really gone and wanted to. I mean, I've been to them. I've seen how they line them up. There's nobody that WWE's ever pre-sold, or they used to do it where you could get in line, but by the time you got up there, they may have swapped out. So it's not like you're in for one specific person. It's whoever you're lucky enough to catch in the rotation. They did the pre-sales, and I did pre-purchase Charlotte Flair so I could get my picture with her. That I did. I wish I would have done Hogan. I wish, and fingers crossed I'll get an opportunity. It used to not be I was always under my attitude about, I was a Flair guy. I don't want Hogan. Like one time there was Hulk Hogan. I don't care. I mean, Stephanie's even done that with Bret Hart. I'm the same way. We were outside. She goes, "Hey, there's Bret Hart." And I'm like, I mean, but as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate what Hulk Hogan's contribution was. And I know people are going to, there's a difference between Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea. I mean, I'd like to get a picture. I'd get a picture with the chick that played Beth Dutton. But, I mean, she's done a lot more vile shit. Or what about the guy that played Rip? I mean, Hogan ain't never took anybody to the train station. But that's okay.
That we know of.
So what I'm saying is it's okay. It's okay to like what Hulk Hogan did in his contribution. And you may not like the person, but there's a difference.
Justin, did you do any WrestleCon, GCW? Were you able to catch any of the other things that were going on, the other 100 million things that were going on wrestling related?
So that's a sore subject.
I'm so glad I could bring it up. No.
I brought my Ronda Rousey Funko Pop because just like Dave, I may not like the person, but I like what they've done for the business, right, of UFC and everything. And so I wanted to get that signed. I bought a single day ticket to WrestleCon, showed up, and she had already left for the day. And it was weird because everybody was leaving on Friday around 2 o'clock. So that's 5 o'clock Eastern time, right? But nothing was happening. People were just leaving by the masses. I don't think WrestleCon was as well attended as what it usually was. The Hoop Brothers spent a little bit more time at WrestleCon than I did, but I went there. There was a lot of good faces there. I think it would have been a good autograph session, but I was just going for one person. So I did get to knock something off my bucket list though while I was there.
Yay.
In my entire wrestling fan career, I've never met The Undertaker. And I got to meet The Undertaker on Saturday. So I had him and Kane. He was a pretty good guy. So long overdue. So that was probably my biggest signing that I had this weekend that I was excited for.
I've met the Undertaker once, but I wasn't in a position to act like a mark because he was backstage at Ric Flair's last match. I walked into Gorilla and there sits the Undertaker and Michelle McCool, and I'm like, oh.
I see these type of people every day.
I shook his hand though. I mean, but I shook his
good.
hand just like I would anybody
The
else in the
respect,
locker
yeah.
room. But I'm like, I get through. There's Michael Hayes and there's the Undertaker and Michelle McCool, and I walk over and I see Shane Helms, and I've known Shane for a long time, and I just look at him and said, I know you see this all the time, but what you just don't get this in an indie locker room very often. I mean,
I bet. Dave, I think we've got a lot of people in the chat saying hi and checking us out. We appreciate you all coming.
yeah, Willie Thornberry was here early.
He was.
Willie
Ben
Thornberry,
Jones,
Bobby.
He's
Bobby
here in the
KF5
morning.
GTX. Ben Jones from Australia. Good morning, Ben.
Keeps our numbers high in Australia. We appreciate it, Ben.
Heather Whitley was making excuses for my dog. He thought he was Paul Heyman.
Derek Zoo,
Derek
our
Zoo.
favorite.
The lovely and talented Derek Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, you only have 18 teaching days left.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I have a little bit more, Bobby, because I have to work a little bit after the kids get out. But yeah, our days are wrapping up fast.
It is unbelievable that this year's moving as fast as it is. So,
we say this every year. I mean, like, Bobby and I will talk about, well, we just get started, and it's like, then we get to this point of the year. It's like, I can't believe it's already, I mean, we're having to get stuff ready for 2025, 2026 school year. And it just is like, why are we having those days? But yes, Bobby, I know I'm ready. Probably like every teacher, administrator, anybody in the school system is probably all very, very much ready. Oh, so Justin, overall, are your favorite night, 1 or 2?
Sunday night was my favorite. So night 2.
So tell us why.
Yeah. So first, I thought the both starting matches were great, Saturday and Sunday, right? I thought the women brought it on Sunday and kept the energy up for the second match, where I think the second match on Saturday night seemed to die down a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seemed like there was more energy on Sunday night and more people into it. And you only added 1,000 people, right, to the stadium than the night before. So it's not like, hey, you added 50,000 more people. But it was a different experience, and I think the matches just came one after another. The only thing I did not like about Sunday night was the AJ Styles match and the Cena match. But after kind of pontificating about it a little bit more, I think it made sense after the fact, after seeing last night and kind of putting everything together.
Do you feel like there was a disappointment in the arena that The Rock did not show up?
Yes, I think everybody, when Travis Scott's music hit the first time, they were expecting someone else to come out, and especially The Rock. Now, I don't know if it was heard on TV, but we heard a helicopter land outside the arena during it. So we were like, okay, someone's coming out. Like, it seems to have happened. And that's what we figured Travis Scott got delivered in. So.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember hearing. Do you remember hearing a helicopter or anything like that, Dave?
I didn't notice it. No.
I just wondered, because even watching it from home, like I watched them walk all the way back to the back, because I just knew The Rock's music was going to hit. John Cena and Travis Scott are walking to the back. He's got the bell. I'm like, okay, there's got to be something. Like, I know there are credits running, but there's got to be something going on. And so I was really surprised. But then I knew, I was like, okay, well, the Raw is always big after WrestleMania. We'll just kind of have to see. And like you said, did you, but like you said, you kind of had to see if you take all 3 nights like that, you can kind of see some of what was going on. And then I heard The Rock was on Pat McAfee this morning or this afternoon or whatever. So I didn't hear it because I was working. So I don't know if that helps, whatever. I don't know what he said, but I had kind of seen that he was going to be on the show. I don't know if that brings any closure or, answers any questions. I don't know. Did you hear it, Dave, by chance?
I did not. I found out late in the day that he was going to be on there.
So regardless of what, regardless
of
what PLE it is, right? People are going to
Right.
be disappointed because they've already fantasy booked how this is going to happen, right?
Right.
100%.
And expectations are always high. I go into them always having no expectations and just have a good time. I'm in my Zen element of being surrounded by wrestling, right? But they interviewed The Rock this morning, and basically what he said was, this didn't need me. I wanted Cena to have his moment, right? Now, if it didn't need Rock, it didn't need Travis Scott either. I thought
100%.
That was kind of a weird situation, especially when Cena looked happy that he was coming out. It wasn't like he needed him at that time, right?
Right.
No.
It was just a weird spot. But I think
did people in the audience, I mean, right, he didn't like run out to the ring, like he had an entrance, like he was coming. I mean, did people in the arena around you, I mean, like, were you kind of getting a sense of people were like, what is going on? What is this? Or
so some of us were thinking that Travis Scott was going to turn on John Cena, that it would be like a ruse or something. But even then, he did what he did, right? So
right. I think I did put that in our group chat, like, oh my God, they're going to turn on Cena.
I thought so.
I thought so too.
But
especially when Cena was smiling, looking, when he's walking down the aisle and Cena's smiling, I was like, oh man, they are going to screw him.
I mean, I said last week, I wanted The Rock and Cody to mollywop John Cena. I wanted it to be, we set you up to turn on the fans. We've ruined you. This is what happens when you mess with the final boss. So you've been taking shots at me for years, but look who got the laugh. I wanted that. That being said, I don't know. I don't know if y'all believe this or not. I'm not familiar with Travis Scott's body of work.
What? Are you kidding? No way.
But I am familiar with him walking to the ring with a modified hardcore belt, which already is 2 strikes against him, because I think the hardcore belt is probably the dumbest piece of dog shit that they've ever done, ever. But you've taken the network logo and made it into a hardcore, which, by the way, they're selling for $1,200 now.
Woo.
That Fanatics. Man, if I guarantee you, if Tiffany came out on SmackDown wearing a grill, wearing like a pink grill or something now because her teeth got messed up. Now I know she didn't. I'm just saying, if she showed up with a pink grill, Fanatics would have those grills for girls.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have them out they'd have them pre-ordered. They'd have them on pre-order.
Yeah. So I will tell you this: Tiffany was on my flight home, and she got the hell beat out of her. But I can tell you, she still had all of her teeth.
I heard it just messed up her veneers.
It may have, but I mean, her teeth were fine.
They say she's got veneers,
but she's got scratches and bruises all over her from that.
She looked like she'd been in a fight, and nobody's really accused Charlotte of stiffing her. But because I went and looked, because I felt like everybody was gonna. I felt like everybody was gonna accuse her of stiffing Tiffany.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But nobody said that. No, nobody was accusing her of it.
No.
They were accusing her. They said that she sandbagged her. Said she was sandbagging her, and I don't know if she did. I didn't think she. I actually thought it was a really good match.
I think it needed to, like, if they're going to say those kind of things to each other, like, they need to look like they were in a fight, and they need to have bruises and scratches. And I mean, I want it to be a working match between 2 really good athletes. And that's what I'm hoping that it was. And nobody was sandbagging and nobody was stiffing, but I liked it. That was a good match. It wasn't, Are we going to talk match by match, or are we going to?
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've got the PowerPoints ready. Billy Seller says he loved the hardcore matches. I'm not talking about the hardcore matches. I'm talking about the actual hardcore belt. It's well documented that I'm the belt pope,
Mm.
and my ruling is that the hardcore belts were dog shit.
And not worth $1,200. I think Ben
no,
Jones,
especially one that's never been used, not even
Right.
an official belt.
I think Ben Jones has an interesting question to think about. Was Travis Scott the worst celebrity involvement in WrestleMania history?
He wasn't no Regis, that's for sure.
Yeah, I still don't understand how he served a purpose, right?
Mhm.
Other than
Yeah.
dragging out a match and probably giving Cena some time to breathe.
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of because that entrance was long.
Here's
and
the
it
thing
just
with,
didn't serve a purpose for me.
Right.
here's the thing with Travis Scott. I'm sure he's bringing a lot to the product or he wouldn't be out there.
Oh, 100%.
But he inserted himself into a situation where he kicked a man when he was down. Busted man's eardrum. I mean, he did all that when he was down. Travis Scott has not stepped into the squared circle in front of anybody yet. He's not physically intimidating.
Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, I mean, you could probably ask 1,000 people who he show pictures. Can you pick Travis Scott out of a lineup?
It depends on the age group, Dave, really.
I got you.
You know.
I got you. I'm not disparaging
No,
his
I
body
know.
of work.
Right.
We
I
know that at 59 years old, I couldn't tell you anything he sang. Does he do the Yeet song that Jay Uso comes out to?
No, he did the theme song for WrestleMania. It was the same song that he came out to for his entrance.
He
Oh.
is it
But what
Kylie
I'm saying
Jenner?
is, he hadn't done anything to make me think he's a badass to be inserting himself in there with
Right.
Cody Rhodes. And as soon as he's out there toe to toe, he can't even land a punch. He eats crossroads.
Well, I think that's why. I mean,
So-
that's to me that was the biggest reason why he was there was for Cody to get that come
If
up.
he was-
You know,
He gave receipts.
If he was there
where
with
he
The
got his
Rock,
receipt.
if he was there with The Rock, then okay. But just out on his own, it was just, and I don't know. It didn't hit for me. But let's go ahead and get to the presentation, and we'll bring out.
Hey, real quick, Tim wants to know: did you not like the hardcore division or just the design of the belt? Lots of questions about their wanting to make sure they understand.
I
dislike
hated
of
the belt.
The belt.
I hated the belt. As a rule, I don't like hardcore wrestling because I feel like it has its place. But if
most things have become hardcore already, like what would have been considered hardcore, bringing in, objects and stuff, they do in regular matches now. That's probably why we don't have a hardcore
I think
division.
I think if hardcore is your go-to, that you're a hardcore wrestler because you don't know how to work. You need props.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't make the crowd pop with a headlock, then you want to use thumbtacks or a baseball bat with nails, and you want to land on stuff and glass, and I that's how I feel.
Right.
I feel that anybody, hey, I can do hardcore if I'm willing to get hit in the head with something. If I'm willing to get cut with something, I don't have to have any talent for you to hit me with a chair.
Mm-hmm.
But can I get you down on the mat in a headlock, and I got you, and we're not going anywhere till the crowd comes up? Do you have that kind of ability?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, if you can't make the crowd come up and down with what your work is in the ring, instead of I can't make them do anything, so I'm gonna stick this in my back. I'm gonna stick this in my back and walk around like this, and they're gonna say holy shit, but they're making noise for me because if I put them in a headlock and we're on the mat and I don't know how to work a headlock to bring them up and down. I saw a match with Bob Backlund and Harley Race, and the first 15 minutes was Bob Backlund squeezing Harley Race's head, and Harley Race selling it like his brain was going to explode out of his head. 15 minutes of that match and it was nothing but a headlock, but it was entertaining because Harley Race knew how to sell the headlock. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs to bring back the headlock. I know we're beyond that. It takes a little more. I'm just trying to prove a point.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
And today's too much talent today has to have props. One of my, who I think is probably one of the top, if not the top women's wrestler in the world, she's definitely top 3, had a match on television last week, and I found fault with it because I could have counted to 25 while they were on the ring apron. I mean, even the best of the best can't be bothered to break the referee's count if the referee was going to count.
Right.
Rules mean something. It's the little things.
Yeah,
and we'll talk more about believability as we go on, because I think my campaign about believability creates undeniability, being somebody undeniable. I think is going to be proven by. I didn't hate WrestleMania. It's not their best one. It's not. It's not top 10. I kind of got a feeling that. I got a feeling that the focus on the in-ring product was probably the last thing they concentrated on, because they sure got a lot going on outside the ring.
Yeah, it was the spectacle, the presentation that they had. So I could agree with you on that one.
So speaking of spectacle, I was going to say this first match, which I called, I want that to be known. Last week, I said, start off with Gunther and Jey Uso. Have everybody...
Main event Jay. Who, by the way, is not in the main event. Even though he won the Royal Rumble, they should have put him in the main event of WrestleMania.
Neither was...
But I digress.
Yeah, neither was the women's Royal Rumble winner.
Right.
So...
Can we talk about... when we talk about the matches, can we also kind of talk about Raw? Like, can we make it a big crossover?
Yeah, we'll put a bow on it with Raw.
Okay, because I've got some thoughts. That's why I want to make sure.
We can even talk about what happened on Raw with Gunther. That's fine.
Exactly what I want to talk about.
But this match, I think this was a good idea to open the show with, that you got the crowd hot with this finish. I mean, with the results of this match, starting off WrestleMania on a high note, because this guy's over with his yeet. I mean, without a doubt. That Jey Uso is over.
And I love Jimmy coming out celebrating with them. Like, I love that. All of that was great. I don't know why Gunther had to tap out. I didn't think that was necessary. He could have passed out, and he still would have been, submitted.
Hear me out. After receiving 3 frog splashes, maybe he could have got pinned.
Very true. Very true.
I actually like it because it wasn't so much to protect Gunther with this match. It was elevating Jey Uso to the star that he is with the belt, right? And helping everyone understand. Gunther was put on as this unbeatable force, right? And so I get you want to keep that person strong, but I think he's already a strong person. Everybody already knows he's a badass, right? Jay's more the main event, the yeet, right?
Right.
So you have to solidify him and why he was winning this match. And I think the tap out was probably the better of the two between a pin and a tap out. I still think it keeps Gunther strong, and at the same point elevates Jay as our new world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, from that point of view, definitely. I am okay. So then Gunther goes from losing to now apparently being in a program with Pat McAfee.
Well,
when you go to Raw. And
first,
I think,
let me just say, if the finish was going to be a choke out, Gunther should have lasted longer. Either he should have put him to sleep, or really work that sleeper, or really work that choke before, and then reluctantly he taps. But no, Gunther, who's very believable, who is every bit of a badass,
Mm-hmm.
he tapped like a bitch.
It's like he didn't want,
Like in
he wasn't
UFC,
concerned about
when
losing.
somebody taps that quick, they'll normally get up and say, "I tap like a bitch."
And it's for the title. Like, you're going to lose your title.
He
That was
tapped
the
way too
other
quick.
thing.
That's my
I just-
issue with it. But also, 3 frog splashes. He had him put away.
Mhm.
Anyway,
But-
I just don't think I didn't like that finish.
I get you on that one.
And,
Yeah,
and personally
I didn't
don't
either.
like the result. I think Gunther should have remained the champion. I think that main event Jey Uso is like Brad Armstrong.
Hmm.
He's very, very good. He's not the world heavyweight champion material.
I'm fine with Jay. I like the way the match ended. I mean, I like that Jey Uso won. I'm disappointed. To me, Gunther is in some kind of, weird.
Gunther just threw a temper tantrum and took it out on the announcers.
I know, but now we've got Pat McAfee. All the Pat McAfee people were there and they jumped off. Like, this is going to be a program somehow. And I just I don't think that's good for Gunther. I do not like it at all.
He got his
That's
heat
me.
back.
I
No.
really
Against
hope this
Pat
is what
McAfee? No.
writes Pat McAfee off for a while, because he had too much this WrestleMania season. I think the focus is away from the celebrities or the superstars, right? And now on the announced team. So,
well, I mean, he got Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee stuck up for him.
No, I'm totally fine with that.
And then Pat McAfee gave him his back, and Gunther attacked. Gunther just got his heat back. I don't think that this is a program with Pat McAfee.
I'm hoping not.
I do. I think
I
it's
just
something.
think it was Gunther. I think it
but I
was
don't want
Gunther
it to
getting
be.
his heat back.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if the Pat McAfee group hadn't been there and jumped the rails, and I just am like, oh, I do not want this to be. I want more for Gunther than
I think
a Pat
this is
McAfee
a reason for
problem.
Gunther to go away for 30 days. He's probably going to get suspended over this.
Oh, that's good. That would be good. Yes.
And then he's going to come back with a vengeance, because Michael Cole was saying, if we can't do our jobs as announcers.
True.
But I mean, this is getting the heat on the announcers is nothing new. I mean, Gordon Soley was getting bullied back in the 80s. Roddy Piper stood up for him.
Yeah.
Jim Ross legitimately got hit at ringside in Japan. And Josh Barnett got up and he went into the ring after them. Like, he lost his shit for real. And when it started going after guys for getting,
Right.
you guys, y'all gonna come over and do this to JR? The man can't even hardly stand up.
Right. I'm just saying that I don't want this to be what Gunther goes into next. I think that is beneath him. The program. I totally get, like you said.
Is
going
FTR working a program with
Boy, I'm gonna punch you through
is
this.
FTR working a program with
Don't be talking about FTR.
Don't make the Queen come out.
What are they calling him? What are they? Nigel. Is FTR working a program with Nigel? Because they were gonna pile drive Tony Schiavone, and Nigel stood up for him.
A long time ago, right?
It's just heat. It's just guys getting heat.
I know, but I'm saying Gunther as the world champion who just got beat, lost his title. I don't want to see him getting into a program with Pat McAfee.
Yes,
that's the only thing that was what I was worried about. I totally fine with him doing that, and I loved how Pat McAfee came to help Michael Cole. That doesn't always happen back in the day, So I like that. I mean, I thought that was totally fine. I just didn't want it to be, okay, now Gunther is going to be in a Pat McAfee program. I don't want to see that for Gunther. I like the idea of what you said about getting suspended. Like, maybe this will get him suspended. That's what I'm afraid of.
He just got his heat back. And welcome in from Drunken Pop, Timmy C.
Hello.
Now, Justin, I need you to tell us, what was the reaction of the crowd in the arena?
So
Gunther tapped.
They lost their shit. It was probably one of the loudest pops of the weekend was when he won. But like I said, the crowd died right after. So I believe he said it best, and I please don't quote me as saying this, but I think he's the one who said it. Twitter has a different feeling than what those live crowds do with Jey Uso. And so while Twitter may not like him, or the YouTube channel for WWE of his title win, right?
Yeah.
There were 61,000 people on Saturday night eating the entire time, happy for him winning that title.
Mm-hmm. And then even on Raw, they did a big thing with Sami Zayn and Jimmy coming back out. So they were definitely all still celebrating. I don't think he's going to be a champion for long, but I'm not upset that he's a champion.
I think that if what scares me, and this scares me with most of your babyface champions, and I'm worried about it with Cody, and they managed to get a year out of Cody without it backfiring. I mean, the worst thing that ever happened to Ronnie Garvin is he became the world heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was never the same after that. He was never looked at the same. Hangman Page just now starting to get it off of him because his title reign was a fart in church. It was like he won it. Yay. Now what are we going to do with him? And that happens too often with babyface champions. And I don't want to see that happen to him. And I do think he's transitional champion.
Yes, definitely.
And later in the show, I think we'll determine who he's going to have problem with. So,
yeah, I was surprised last night. I thought Sami was turning on him. There was several times where it would have been an obvious choice to have him turn on Jey.
We've been programmed to wait for the turn on everybody.
It is. It's like no longer can you smell what the Rock is cooking. You can smell when the heel is coming. Heel turn's coming.
I wondered after the night was over and there was no Rock, if that celebration wasn't like a try to kind of make everybody happy and pumped up, and and that's the reason why we saw the love. And like you said, I'm like you. I'm like Sami Zayn. That'd be interesting. They're all hugging.
May be Triple H because once upon a time, the boys came out and celebrated when the guy won the championship.
I loved it. I mean, again, I'm okay with people celebrating the brothers and stuff, but anyway, exactly what I thought it would be. This match next, no.
All right, the War Raiders defend the World Tag Team Championships against the New Day,
the 14-time Tag Team Champions, the New Day.
I think we all thought New Day would win, that would be a good choice.
We knew they needed to. That was our prediction last week.
Yeah.
Actually, I had the correct prediction.
I did too.
The crowd would be the losers in this match.
I like the match, but full disclosure, I am a New Day fan. Big time.
Justin, what were you getting a sense of in
this
the crowd?
Was dead. After being hot for Jey Uso, it was almost like they needed a cigarette after and just were like, okay, I'm taking a break. The climax was too quick on the first match that they really didn't do a good job following it up with something that's exciting. And not saying that either tag team's boring, right? It had a lot of competition. I don't know what match could have followed to keep the crowd hot on the Saturday night.
Right.
So, but no, I really think it was a good match. I was happy for the New Day to get their history making. But I could have, this was my bathroom break for, one on Saturday and one on Sunday.
I didn't care for the finish.
You only went to the bathroom one time each day? That's terrible.
Heck, Timmy went to the bathroom like 12 times.
I go to the bathroom 3 times. I'll go 3 times before this show's over.
Poor TJ was just a solo act most of the night because Timmy's bladder went berserk.
Yeah. Some of us have strong bladders.
But let me tell you, I liked the match. I thought, it was your typical, this match could have been on Raw. This match could have been on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
The finish was not great. I have a hard time believing that man couldn't kick out with one foot being held as poorly as it was being held.
Mm-hmm.
But the New Day got it. Heel New Day needed it. We didn't get any outside shenanigans. We didn't have any Big E involvement. So I think this match was this was the
filler.
This was the pick me up match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then here comes Jade against Naomi.
I think it actually, I love Naomi's entrance. I really thought that was pretty cool. You know, she needed that different, but I thought this match lasted way too long for what the buildup was. And she tried to kill her and all that stuff. Like, I expected
I thought Jade was going to
shenanigans.
body her.
You know, I just really thought, yeah, either it was going to be like a 5 seconds or Naomi was going to win through some kind of shenanigans or disqualify, you know, like it was going to draw it out. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, I really liked that they found ways to just highlight Jade's strength, like the dive off the rope and catching her.
Yeah.
Jade is just such a physical specimen.
What about Justin? What did the crowd? I mean, what did you think? I guess is
They picked up after that second match. They were into it. I think the women were highlighted pretty well, both of them. The one thing that I was actually worried about was Jade with her new move to Naomi. It looked like she got hurt. But I thought it was a good match. I thought Jade did pretty well on her first WrestleMania. Not only that, but the way I would have fantasy booked it would have had Bianca come out and get involved. She was part of the storyline, right? And so ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that just, unless they pick that back up, it went nowhere. So
agree. Yeah. Tim, who'd you have for this match?
I had Jade, but
Jay.
He also had the War Raiders last match, and he didn't.
I know I had the crowd losing is what I had.
You had the War Raiders.
What were you going to say, Tim?
Amy, you didn't pick Jade.
No, I thought it would be Naomi. Like, I thought there would be Bianca. I thought there would be something to continue the story. Like, I thought, well, I don't know. We just found out at Elimination Chamber through Jade who she thinks was the one, because I think she don't remember exactly, like who exactly she thought was the one that pushed her in the car or whatever it was the problem. So that was less than 30 days ago. I just thought Bianca, there'd be some kind of shenanigans to draw this out more, but there wasn't. So no, I didn't pick. I picked Naomi. I did not do as well. I did a lot better the second night than I did the first night picking matches.
Pondwater, I don't think you realize how this works. Right? You're writing things down. We just show up afterwards and say we were right.
The crowd.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he's begging to bring the queen out.
The queen.
Oh no.
Amy's alter ego.
Yeah. Huh.
All right. But yeah, that's always good, though. All right. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And before we get into this, let's get Tim, LA Knight, heel or face?
Face.
Justin, LA Knight, heel or face?
He's had some heel tendencies lately.
No, I mean, but his perception with the WWE Universe, what locker room is he in?
Oh, he's a face.
Amy.
Well, he's the Slim Jim man. He's a face.
Yeah. The people do the LA Knight. LA Knight is a crowd favorite.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to put a pin in that before we ever got into this.
Okay.
The entrance was cool. He comes out of a sports car.
The entrance was okay the first time.
We were
Second
watching.
time they did the same entrance.
We were watching the match with Conrad. Conrad pointed out that the sticker price on that car and how much it depreciates, how rapidly they depreciate, what you could get them for. Those were kind of fun facts on it.
On the ad-free show, like watch along.
Conrad
is that what
popped
you're
in
talking
and
about?
watched it with us. But that's what my takeaway was, is that he knew how much the car was with the sticker price
he's
on
got
the
two
car
of
and how
them.
quick it depreciated. But anyway, Jacob Fatu, in my opinion, is the absolute most believable wrestler. He has Brock Lesnar level believability. He is undeniable. If you're believable, you're undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
And LA Knight put up a pretty good fight. And then Fatu took over. And Fatu, not once, but twice, moonsaulted LA Knight and won the United States Championship. And if you go back and look, if you didn't happen to notice, the crowd came off their feet. I mean, you can see it. Like all of a sudden, the fan favorite, and Fatu's been with the Bloodline. And let's face it, he's not with the face faction Bloodline. He's out there with Solo. He's out there with Tamatonga, Tongaloa. But Jacob, people have recognized that he's not cut from the same cloth as the rest of them.
Well, but I think part of it is also WrestleMania is one of the smartest crowds of the year as far as behind the scenes go. And they know what this guy's been through. So they were happy to see him win. I don't know that it's a face heel kind of thing. I think it was just kind of a, well, this guy deserves it.
Well, I popped for it. It's what I wanted. But,
Tim, that's a good point. Again, the crowd that is there and watching, or maybe not watching, but the ones that are there that pay that money, they're smart fans. They're not, with
the exception of Justin. They're
yeah.
Well, Justin.
Oh, I love Justin.
Like, what did you think? Was the crowd turning on LA Knight during the match, or did they just pop for the finish?
Nope, they just popped for the finish. And I think everybody was showing the respect for Jacob Fatu. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I thought it highlights Jacob a lot better than it did LA Knight, right? And so ultimately was
I'm so high on Jacob Fatu, if y'all hadn't noticed.
No, I think he's got big things. I think for them to put the United States Championship on him shows that they have trust in him, right? And I think if anybody knows his indie past, that's a good thing that he's overcome, and that they have faith in him and they put their trust on him with that title. So
and as soon as he won it, Haku was at ringside to congratulate him.
Yeah,
I love that too. Cool. I think for most of us, I mean, there's a big part. If you were at Top Guy Weekend 2, you met Jacob Fatu. And he's a really nice guy. I mean,
I worked with him at the Wrestling Showcase.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's what it is, the Wrestling Showcase. I'm just saying that, I think like you were saying, Justin, people were very happy that he won and given the respect, and he's very believable, very believable. And, LA Knight, he's got his Slim Jims. He's good.
So you don't think this was a case that this is just a heel crowd that was pulling for the heels?
No,
at this point.
I think this was just a smart crowd that appreciated what he's done and what he's been through.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, I know I'm getting into night 2, but people cheered John Cena winning.
Well, and not only that, Dom too. So if you think about it,
100%.
We're going to get there.
Yes.
I get
it. Sorry.
Why are we trying to skip ahead? Calm down, kid.
all I'm trying to do is say, basically, I think people were giving people their flowers, right?
Yes.
Whereas old crowds would have probably just booed somebody out of the building just because they were a heel, right? I think this crowd appreciated the flowers and wanted to give flowers at that time.
Yes.
So
agree.
All right.
Now, this
match was billed as Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. But unfortunately,
fortunately,
well,
it was a different Ray, right? It was a different.
I mean,
what I'm saying is that
all they did was substitute another midget.
They put Ray in a match on SmackDown, and it bit him in the ass.
Well, he's 57. Of course, it's going to.
And it became Ray Phoenix versus El Grande Americano.
Same guy.
Which surprisingly they build from the Gulf of America again after fixing it to Gulf of Mexico.
I'm glad to hear that because I was really disappointed.
But there's more heat in saying the Gulf of America.
That's why it pissed me off.
Heel.
I'm like, you did it and you got the reaction. I am so people don't. it amazes me the level that people don't get what they're doing. They think, oh, this is disrespectful to the luchadors, and this is what AAA can expect now that WWE's bottomed it. And I'm like, do they not realize that El Grande Americano will get his in the end? Yes, he's making fun of luchadors. This angle's been done. This angle's been done.
There's something to be said about that. They're a bunch of midgets.
I bought this mask during the broadcast.
Justin,
I can't wait to see you wear it.
I know. How was this match received in the crowd?
Like a part of church.
Really?
Do you think, is it because it was right after LA Knight and Jacob Fatu? If it would have been different position, it might have been better?
Now they popped for Phoenix when he came out, but it was pretty flat. So, but yeah, I will have to say,
where was his tag team partner, Vinci Macchiato? Look at T-Weave. Look at T-Weave bringing
That's Otis in a mask.
The mask is thinning, right? I think they rushed putting Phoenix in there. I think they could have put somebody else in his place. Not saying that, wouldn't have been cool, but I think Phoenix would have been one of the end games to Mysterio at this point. So
gotcha. So he was legit hurt.
I kind of thought Dragon Lee could have got the spot.
Yeah. That's who I would have put.
Good on Phoenix, though, from where he came from, that he got a match on WrestleMania.
Both Lucha Brothers. So I think that's pretty cool that they featured previous AEW talent.
And, I mean, he don't look weak for losing the way he lost with the loaded
cheating.
I mean, that piece of metal was so big, it hurt him when he felt it through his kick pad.
How long has Ray Phoenix been on WWE? I mean, I knew Penta had, but
2 weeks.
It's okay. That's what I thought. I mean, did the crowd even know him? Oh, they did. Oh, well, that's true.
I think they just thought it was still Rey Mysterio.
It's still a Ray, right? But I think we all thought El Grande Americano was going to win. So.
Yeah, we knew it was too early to beat him. We thought he was going to beat it when it was Rey Mysterio.
Right.
All right. The WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, defends against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. And I'm telling you, Tiffany got her ass kicked.
I believe someone out of the four of us was on a plane with her and saw her afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin told us that.
She was on my flight. Yeah.
How was Charlotte received by the crowd when she came out?
She got a go away heat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't just normal heat. It was like go home, stay home, don't come back heat. Which I was surprised with because
apparently she got that same heat at the roast.
She got the same heat at WWE World. She was one of the few females that did not sell out. So
really.
Do you think the fact that she put Tiffany over might get people to lighten up on her now?
Yes.
It was just a foregone conclusion she was going to come in and bury this girl?
Everybody thought Tiffany was losing. I think somebody even said behind us at the thing, oh, Tiffany doesn't look right. She's probably dropping the belt. So, you know how you always have that look kind of like, hey, this is my last night as champ.
Right.
But yeah, no, she got a lot of heat. She got probably the biggest heat of the weekend, I think, was Charlotte Flair.
Well,
and hopefully they separate them, let them do different, Charlotte go do something different. Tiffany, maybe that will help a little bit. Cause I think you're all right. I think most people saw Charlotte come back and just was like, oh, they're going to take the title, cause Charlotte's kind of been their go-to.
Cause that's what's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah, exactly. That's been kind of their go-to. And so
I think Tiffany needed this because she was a Money in the Bank champion. Mm-hmm. And now, I mean, I don't care what people say. Charlotte Flair's, I mean, she's in the conversation with one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, she doesn't need the damn.
Ain't got nothing to do with how many times you've won and lost the belt.
No.
True.
I mean, you get John Cena's 17-time champion, but they don't. But inside that squared circle, he can't lace Flair's boots.
Well, but that also means he's lost it 16 times, right? So I mean, that's
That's
just
right.
a statistic. But
I mean, but
did you,
I'm
Justin?
glad this went
Did
this
you?
way.
Yeah. Do you feel like the crowd was a little bit not okay, but like after the match was over, like they saw the match? Was Charlotte when she was leaving? Was she getting kind of go away heat, or do you think it was like, okay, she lost, they had a good match, like
So
we're
I
all,
was
you know what I'm
surprised, and I
saying?
actually remember this. So as Charlotte was walking back up the ramp, she was high-fiving people. Like,
Yeah.
she was stopping. She wasn't in the heel mode that she normally would be to play the character and keep walking. She was
Mm-hmm.
high-fiving fans as she was walking up.
She
So
might be
Right.
to the point where she realizes, hey, my days aren't necessarily long. I should probably start to enjoy this, because rumor has it she's not been the easiest person to work with backstage.
And I'm sure she's had a couple injury. I mean, I'm sure that knee injury, I mean, and she's in her late 30s. I mean, it definitely takes a toll on her, I'm
I
sure, her
think she's
body.
41.
Yeah, she's over
Oh,
40.
41. Oh, sorry.
She's older than me. I mean,
But
No,
but
nobody here's
but
older
y'all
or
know
younger than you.
it's well documented. If you look, I have a Charlotte Flair wall. I didn't want her to win because one, I didn't want to have to buy that belt, and but no, I didn't want her to win, and I kind of felt like that I've been force fed Charlotte since she got back, and I mean, even me being a Charlotte Flair fan, it's been a little much.
Right.
I'm more excited about Tiffany Stratton. I'm more excited about Stephanie Vacour.
I
Yeah.
think
My
Tiff-
God, I'm
Definitely.
excited about.
I think
Stephanie
Tiffy
Vacour.
had the entrance of WrestleMania. I really enjoyed her entrance. I thought it was cool.
That was
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
it is all right.
Compared to what the other ones, I like the Barbie house. I thought that was cute.
I think it's her leaning into what everyone says about her. Like, oh, you want to make me this Barbie? Okay, here we are. I'm gonna be Barbie.
Google says
39.
Charlotte Flair's 39.
Okay. 40, 39.
Yeah, I say
whatever.
I'm
It's all good.
39 too.
My wife says
Doesn't
she's
make it
29.
so.
So
You are so
I'm
silly.
25. The one thing that I was disappointed in, so Nia Jax was highly featured throughout this year, right? And I think she probably could have been involved in this match, and it made sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm biased, but I would have put Nia in there to completely destroy Tiffany or come out and destroy Charlotte, right? And then ultimately kind of kickstart that feud, because I don't think it really finished correctly. So,
Gotcha.
Well, apparently Nia got her heat back at the roast with Charlotte.
Oh, what'd she do?
She apparently went off on Charlotte, talking about the silver spoon and how she doesn't have to do shit. Yeah, it was
Interesting. No offense.
Reports came out today about it. Nia got her shots in, but people said it wasn't so much roasting as she was kind of boo-boo face. So I've not seen it, and they didn't tape it. So
Right.
I'm only going off the reports I've heard.
I'm
That's
telling you, I wish they
interesting
would have
'cause
taped it.
Nia Jax is also from a wrestling family. So it's interesting to say for her to be talking about Charlotte Flair with the silver spoon when she's The Rock's cousin. Like, I know that's kind of to me, that's an oxymoron. But anyway, I don't know what was said, obviously. But anyway,
all right.
just
Now we move to the main event.
pretty good.
The original Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
I got to know, Justin, what was it like in the house with all that going on?
It was a lot of energy, and I think this match kept everybody's attention throughout the whole thing. There was just elements that kept everybody involved, and nobody saw Paul turning twice.
Mm-hmm.
I think they popped for him giving the low blow to Punk, and then it was almost obvious though, because he stayed in the ring and his position, that he was turning again. But I think we liked it.
See, I thought when he positioned Paul, when he got the chair from Paul, when Roman had the chair from Paul, and the way he pushed Paul to get behind and the way Paul got around, I thought Roman was going to lay
Turn
Paul
around.
out.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Roman was going to reemerge the tribal chief with a new badass version of the bloodline, and he was going to babyface Heyman. But it looks like Heyman's emerging with the new faction. Now, if he'll call it the Dangerous Alliance, oh, I'd love it so much.
Oh, I'll pop for that.
You think they'll bring Bobby Eaton back?
No, Medusa probably. So they need
Well,
a
I
good
was thinking
female heel.
No, you got
Charlotte.
Becky. You got Becky for the Medusa role.
You think she
that's
can play
true.
it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are
She's
people,
right there.
are people going to let her play it? That was the part the last time. People don't want Becky as a heel. They want her as a, as a
I
good
prefer
guy.
Becky
Here.
as a heel.
I don't like her. Period. So, I mean,
You say you don't like her?
I think the difference before with her,
my
the
favorite
heel,
Becky Lynch was Becky Lynch at home. Like, I'm not excited about the new Star Trek series because I heard she was going to be on it.
Dude.
I mean,
So-
what is that?
Racist against the Irish. That's weird.
Dave, you got a question in the chat. Is the WWE over faction now?
Compared to no. No, I don't think it's over factioned. I like factions.
I do too.
Um,
I don't think it's crazy to think people have friends and that they're close groups. Like I don't think that's a crazy thought. Oh, JD.
I had a great time hanging out with the Hoop Brothers this weekend.
they're awesome.
Well, I
are.
like one of them. I'll let you figure out which one it is.
Do you think, Justin, and I don't even know if this was something that you could pick up, but like whenever Seth Rollins held out his hand, his back is still turned. He held out his hand as in getting, for Paul to put the chair in his hand. Did people notice that as much as like it wasn't just Paul did this and Seth is going to turn around and be shocked? This was well planned. This was well thought out. I thought that was him holding out like I've got all, I don't know.
And
there was something very powerful about that, just holding out his hand and Paul
can't
putting
tell
the
if
chair
he's-
in it.
I can't tell which version of Seth we're going to get. He was acting so Monday Night Messiah-ish, but then he's not. So I'll be interested to see where it lands. Paul Heyman with Seth Rollins. I didn't think I wanted to see that, but I think I want to see it. And after Monday night with Braun Breaker in the mix now,
Mm-hmm.
and
I think
and like I said, I think we're going to get Becky in there. Now that she's a heel and she's been acknowledging Seth, and she didn't used to do that in interviews. So
Who's our tag team?
I would put Austin Theory with him. I think Austin
Ooh.
needs the rub from Paul Heyman. I think he's kind of died down a little bit and has potential.
Who's the other guy he's usually with?
Waller.
Grayson Waller.
Yes,
I
Grayson
wouldn't
Waller.
put him.
So that I don't know about that, but
what I saw was and I thought this was a little more pointed, was a modern day evolution. Seth is the Triple H, Breaker is the Batista, who's
Mhm.
going to be the Orton.
That's where I think Theory plays in. And Heyman's more the flair.
you need a
right?
tag. You need a tag team though.
Yeah, but Evolution didn't have a tag team.
Right.
Well,
If
they
you're
did.
thinking Dangerous
Flair
Alliance,
and
is
Orton.
all I was thinking.
Right, but they
Could
were
you
still
bring,
single
could you
stars.
bring the New Day in as your tag team?
No, I don't want to see them in this dangerous. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I want to see where this is going now.
Yes,
You know,
that I
definitely.
agree.
And I think whoever they do end up putting in there, it will have been very well thought out. So, I mean, I'm willing to see what happens and give it a shot and go from there.
Well,
But
let's
I
keep
didn't do
this-
so hot. Like I said, I only got 4 out of I was a 4-3 on that night.
I was perfect. Perfect record.
Perfect.
Bobby says
Pondwater.
Becky is the
Pondwater.
third man.
Could be. That's a very good point. At least it would make sense on why this happened. You know, why all of this happened. I like that idea.
Oh.
I'm such a huge EO Sky fan.
Well,
Who?
if we didn't do anything else,
I'm gonna spank you.
Whoa.
we have
hey.
turned me into an EO Sky fan. We have turned me into an EO Sky fan because I love because I love Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bianca. And when I look at this poster, it's like one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
Well, it's because of the bench press that the other two can do.
But Io Sky, the way this match came out, they shined up Io Sky. She got her respect. And I loved that freaking finish. I loved it.
That was great. And
So
then,
let
like
me-
you said, go ahead and then on Raw to have a match with Stephanie, you know. So I mean, all that energy on that what is this, Sunday night, and then go and do that Saturday night.
And then
or
you have
Monday
Roxanne
night.
interfere so you get a no finish. Because at
Mhm.
first I thought it was going to be for the title, and they were going to go ahead and they were going to put the title on Stephanie. But it wasn't for the title. And then you had Roxanne interfere and Julia.
And Julia.
Mhm.
So you're
Like-
talking about call-ups there.
So
Mhm.
you've got like the best women in the world interfering in the match. Well, I
Right.
don't know what I said about Roxanne, but Julia and Stephanie are two of the best.
Yes. Yes.
So
I'm sorry.
Dave,
Yes.
I agree. I think it definitely helped with Io. But did you watch her in NXT and how they
No.
presented her there?
No.
That's why you're not as sold. She was amazing in NXT. And then when the crowd popped at SummerSlam in Nashville, when she showed up, she's got her flowers. And I think she deserved Sunday night completely. And I think it was a hot match. The crowd was into it from bell to bell. This is a good way to start off night 2.
It was a
Oh,
really good
definitely.
match. It was
Yes,
a
it
really
was.
good match.
Probably the best of that night.
Sarah does not like wrestling, and she was watching it, and she goes, "This match is really good."
Mm.
It was
So
a great
Sarah
finish.
doesn't like wrestling? I did not know that.
So the funny part about this match, there were more people cheering for this match than most of the men's matches the entire weekend.
Rhea
That's how-
Ripley is over.
I think all of them are over.
Yeah. And
I don't
think,
think there was
too,
one miss on this.
I don't think it was a slam dunk that Io was going to win. You know, I think there was a chance that any of them could have won.
I thought
I think you
Bianca.
Put
I
it
thought
more
Bianca,
in.
but I thought Bianca was going to leave as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
She is turning. That crowd was not for Bianca on Sunday.
Well, and
Interesting.
and there's people that have pointed it out, and they were calling on Busted Open talking about it. They didn't like Bianca because she's in there with Rhea.
Yeah, but I don't think that's why she's turning heel. If you've noticed, ever since
Oh,
Jade
yeah,
got back, she's had heelish tendencies towards different things, costing the matches and all that other stuff, wearing darker colors where she usually wears bright colors, right?
Mhm.
So she is turning soon.
I will say her
I think it's
outfit,
time. I think it's
amazing.
needed. They need super strong heels.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
I think her stepdaughter was the least jazzed person about the entire match. During the entrance, they had her up there, and she was dancing with them, and she did not want to be there.
Poor thing. She's probably 12 and terrified. You know, I'd be too.
She's a tall 12-year-old then. I will
I was
say.
gonna
Oh.
say she's like 17 or something like that.
Oh, she
She's not
is?
12.
Okay. But still, I'm sure that was, I don't know.
I couldn't
I
have been
wouldn't
any
judge
less
on that
interested
just
in this
because-
match. I love Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, this
I
match
love-
had go away heat with me.
I love Drew taking the selfies. That was kind of fun. Did
That
you all
was
know
fun.
he was doing that in Justin? Like, you all could tell he was. I
Yeah.
guess they put it up on the. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's fun.
Here's where we were confused. So remember back in the day when they had street fights, it actually left the ringside area. I mean,
Yeah.
Piper, Goldust was a great example of that, right? These people stayed in the ring and then just grabbed objects. It was a no holds barred match at that point, right?
Oh.
I don't think it was a street fight. But I think that's where people were confused because they were looking for it either to start somewhere else or finish somewhere else than what it did.
Drew won. I'm with Darren Staley. Drew won, and he was happy about that. I was happy about it. I wasn't sure that Drew was going to win. I wanted Drew to win. I thought Drew really desperately needed to win.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I don't like babyface Damian Priest. I think maybe we need to put Damian back with Finn.
I like babyface Damian Priest, but they got to give him something to do because this ain't it.
I don't know. This one didn't hit for me.
I don't think it hit for anybody.
This hit for me.
This was a good match.
And that finish that I liked so well for the women.
Liked it so much they did it again.
They liked it so much that they did it again in this match. What's up with WWE? They sending Charlotte out in the ring to a car. They used a car for LA Knight and a car for Charlotte. That's two things in the same show. And now you've done two finishes, the exact same finish. And we laid it out for y'all people. All you had to do was have Braun spear, try to spear Dominic. He sidesteps. You hit Finn. Dominic shit cans Braun onto Penta to keep him from breaking it up. 1, 2, 3. Dom's pinned Finn. The frog splash was neat, but we'd already seen it.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm going to say bad about this match, though. This was a good match.
And now we all know why Braun, he's moving on to bigger and better things. So, he didn't need the title. And it does add kind of a fun dynamic with Dom and, and Finn, like you said, being all in that. But that was good.
I couldn't believe the crowd popped like they did for Dom winning. I don't know why I didn't feel like that because we were all excited about it last week. So I guess we're not the only ones with that idea.
They were popping before he won.
And
they were excited because he's the most talented Mysterio.
They sent him back out for a curtain call.
Yes.
But on Monday night, they reinforced the Judgment Day. Now I think they're trying to cut Finn out. Finn's the reluctant outsider. Carlito's the shit disturber. JD being back. I'm glad to see JD back. I was worried about him.
Yeah, health wise.
I think that's why those ringside desks got changed to more of a curve and they're smaller. They don't take up as much real estate. I'm glad he's okay because that had the potential to be career ending.
Did you notice though that the Spanish announce team table was not destroyed first?
Yes. I noticed that they were switched the night, the night 1 to night 2, they were on different sides.
They blow up nice too.
Yeah. It was
almost like they blow up like a Jeff Jarrett guitar.
Like a puzzle piece.
But I love this and I love where they're going. I thought Dom was going to come out of this as a babyface.
I'd still say keep watching.
I think you're going to start getting.
I think it's
the crowd's going to turn him.
I think it's very telling that that Bruce Vince story about Shawn McMichaels. Look, pal, we got a baby face.
Shawn McMichaels.
I was wondering what was wrong with that sentence that he just said.
What did I say?
You said Shawn McMichaels.
Did I?
Yes.
It's when Shawn married McMahon, I think.
Okay.
It's the McMichaels.
That's hysterical.
Anyway, I love this.
To see where it goes.
This and the Fatu match are my two favorites on the whole show.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that I liked about this is whereas usually Backlash is predictable on the matches we're going to get, I don't know if that's the case this year.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited for that.
This man he didn't have anybody to fight. So yes, he had an open challenge. And he didn't even say his name, but he appeared. And we all believed in Joe Hendry. How cool was it seeing the TNA World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania? That man got to make that entrance. I don't think he's any worse off. No, I would have liked it if he would have put the title on the line, and then Randy could have been going over to TNA helping them out. but
that was fun. It was a fun little match.
I love that he did his thing where he turns and looks at the crowd and he ate the RKO. I love this for Joe Hendry. I'm happy for Joe Hendry. We haven't seen the last of Joe Hendry.
No.
In WWE.
Justin, what was the crowd like? I'm sure this was a fun match.
Darren
Everybody,
Staley did not
everything.
like it.
The crowd popped, and then they popped when he RKO'd him the second time too. So
Did the people around you, did anybody, because I know we had heard Rusev is coming back, Aleister Black, there were some names that people had kind of maybe mentioned and stuff. Did the people around you seem to think it was someone else? Did people think it was Joe Hendry, or did they? I mean, I don't know if y'all even talked about it.
Yeah, the only thing that we, because right before the match, we were trying to figure out who. Nick Aldis was the only other one besides Rusev and Malachi Black or Aleister Black.
Bobby wants to know how long before we see AAA talent in WWE. I think you're going to see it on the build too, for probably a good 4 weeks before the match in Los Angeles. What are they calling that? When Worlds Collide?
Worlds Collide, yeah.
I think that they'll start peppering them in, because that's going to be that ought to be a hell of a show.
And you already have so many that have been in AAA. I mean, like when they were doing their discussion about it, and when they were talking about how they had bought it, all the superstars that were up there, kind of alumni, I guess you could say. So, I mean, it would be even cool to kind of see those interactions.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how bad they pissed the crowd off with El Grande Americano in that show.
I think he beats them all.
That's right.
That may be the night that he gets unmasked and it's somebody else and Chad Gable standing in the aisle
clapping,
watching.
Does Chad have a brother, right? Like Kurt Angle did. Anyway,
good on Joe Henry and Joe Henry and
John Henry. I mean,
yeah, he didn't have a hammer. But Randy Orton. I loved seeing Randy Orton pop up behind Cody last night.
That was,
you mean John Cena?
John Cena.
Yes.
The elderly has had too much to drink tonight.
I went to the dentist because my crown came off.
Oh yeah.
And then I got home and my dog hit me in the nuts.
I'm not. You missed that, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm not having a great night, Tim.
I love too how John Cena he still had the mic in his hand, which makes sense. And he's like, shit, he gets slammed when he gets RKO. That was great. I'm like you. I thought that was a great.
Yeah, and I think that adds some value to Backlash, right? So it'll be Cena versus Orton in Orton's hometown. So they should tear down the house.
This morning, my son goes, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Backlash?"
I think too. Well, and of course, we're right in Randy Orton's backyard at St. Louis. But I forgot what I was going to say. I'll think about it in a second.
Elderly part 2.
This match is what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I got was, how'd you feel about AJ kicking out of the Styles Clash the way that he did? Immediately, he sold the Styles Clash. I said, yeah, he popped up, delivered a Styles Clash, but was too physically spent at that point. It was a delayed sell because he couldn't cover him. I didn't have a problem with that. This is what I thought it was going to be. If Karrion Kross gets a push coming out of his involvement in this match, then I'm okay with him. I mean, homeboy coming up with the knuckles, Karrion Kross stopping it, trying to tell AJ to, calling him Allen, to you got to do the right thing, the wrong thing for the right reasons. Did y'all hear his shoot promo? His
he went scorched earth
on Sam, where he scorched earth.
Yeah.
I did not, but I knew it happened. I haven't heard it.
I don't think he went off script. I think he was told to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think he'd be unemployed by now.
Right. He was on Raw,
playing the malcontent.
Yeah. And I think that he's so good.
Well, if you're going to go at Logan Paul, that's a good way to do it. This company keeps pushing this asshole, and I've had enough of it.
I still think he's good. I mean, he's arrogant. He's got a show. He's got millions of followers. I think, and he's good in the ring.
He's great for business.
Yeah, he's great for business. And
you know what this match showed me?
What?
It's time for AJ Styles to go on a retirement tour.
Well, he kind of is, isn't he? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Going back to Raw, John Cena put up there 36. Like, that's it. Like, I'm 36 dates. So I think that that's going to be kind of interesting as we go on.
We counted them down. It's actually only 27.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. He was
27
talking about like how many. So anytime he gets a match or he goes, he don't even have to have a match. I could just
Right.
stand in the ring, you know? So I think anytime we see him, like everybody's going to have that in their head. This is what, we're getting closer to the end. So I think that's going to be an interesting as the months go on. That's all I wanted to say about that. Sorry.
Okay. Bailey gets hurt.
Hmm.
I don't know if she's legit hurt or they just
She's
pulled
not
her.
legit hurt.
No, that made up some weird shoulder.
Which is really terrible.
Yeah. Super fucked up for Becky.
Unless
hang on,
we
Darren,
do see her.
Darren Staley, tell me, who could have seen it coming that Becky was going to be put into this match? While Darren's tapping, go ahead, Amy.
Well, no, I was just going to say, unless we do see Becky go into the faction with Seth and Braun, she had to become heel. I mean, not saying this is the best way I would have thought to do it, but you look at what happened. She came in, they won the titles. The next night, they have a title defense against the same people they lost the belts to. They lose. She turns on Lyra, beats the crap out of her, goes all off. And I think that if she ends up in that fact, like it helps portray, because again, last time nobody was Becky. She goes to the post conference with her daughter, and I mean, nobody wants Becky to be heel unless she is in a faction like that. Like, that could be really interesting.
Well,
I'm like you. I hate it for Bailey, but I think we already talked about Bailey's already in that role. She is the OG. She's the veteran that sacrificed.
I hated this. I hated this Sunday night. I hated it, and I
what
knew
did you hate?
when Becky came out, I hated it, and then they won because Becky must pose. They did it, but what they did Monday night justifies what they did Sunday night. The crowd popped for Becky. Did the crowd pop for Becky, Justin?
Yeah.
It seemed like it on television. They pop for Becky. They win the championships. They're giving them all a feel-good moment. And then on Monday night, they lose tag titles. And Becky beats up
Lyra.
However you say her name.
Lyra.
I had Becky. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I still don't like what they did. I mean, they could have turned her Sunday night, but I get what they did. They brought the crowd up because they know they're going to fix it. They're fixing to do what they're going to do with Cody. But I'm just saying, it didn't make sense on Sunday night, but after Monday night, it makes sense, and I'm okay with it.
Right. Yeah. Especially them losing again. I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
I think you'll find she's the one who put Bailey on the shelf too. I think that's how it's going to turn out.
Oh, man.
That was my
like
booking. Because I called it. I said I think it's Becky, and I think she's the one who put Bailey on the shelf, and that puts a program from Bailey and Becky.
I like it. I like that. Okay, that's good.
I like that, Justin.
I like that. I don't know, Darren, if I would say I dated Liv Morgan in the 90s, because she probably was either that was her mother or she was.
But they went to a Kenny Rogers concert. So
I'm just saying, I don't know if I'd be admitting. I don't know. Sorry, I just happened to notice that.
Well, she wasn't born, so
that's what I'm saying. Or she was an infant. That might have been the mom, Darren. I don't know.
Maybe she was conceived at a Kenny Rogers concert.
Ooh.
It was Olivia Morgan.
All right. The undisputed WWE Championship, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes defending against John Cena.
I'm very glad she won. That John Cena won. I liked it.
John Cena looked like he was due for retirement.
That finish sucked. It was
Well,
like
now
it's like the finish guy took the night off. That finish sucked.
it was a weird. I mean, again, we already had Travis Scott. Like it was definitely weird, but the crowd. What did the crowd? I mean, obviously we heard they were cheering for John Cena.
I think it was the nostalgia. People wanted to see him beat the record, see
And
it in
he was-
public, say that they were
Yes.
there, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing about this weekend is people, like Timmy said, they're smart fans, right? They want to enjoy the ambiance of everything.
Mhm.
I think it was. I don't know if I would have put Cena in this at a WrestleMania. I probably would have done a Backlash and cost Cody the title, but it was a good match. I think that let Cody stay strong with the 3 turnbuckle hits and then the FU. So I don't know. I really wish that they
It's
had
the
come out.
AA, not the FU. We're politically correct now.
Okay. I really think they missed the spot of having him come out as the doctor of thugonomics. But if you look back, he said at WrestleMania, I'm not giving you the ambiance. I'm not giving you the flashiness of Cena, right? He came out to a black Titantron, no lights, no spectacles, no fireworks, nothing. And so he's kind of going through what he told us right after the Elimination Chamber.
Agree.
Well, I thought the finish sucked. It fell flat. And I mean, I was disappointed that I mean, it was like I might not needed The Rock, but I need more Travis Scott.
I was gonna say,
I would have rather had it with no Rock. I would have rather just had. I would have just rather had no interference at all.
how did the crowd react to Travis Scott?
Now let me ask you,
Confused.
Justin.
Well, here's the thing: Travis Scott is kind of like Logan Paul. Smart wrestling fans and fans as old as us don't give a shit about Travis Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Younger people give a shit about Travis Scott. He is over with young people.
I think it would have
Hey,
made
that chick that sang the national anthem, Ava.
Yeah, she was over with me.
I mean, I just mentioned how much I liked her on social media. I didn't
Yeah.
know who she was, and I put parentheses because I'm old. But I mean, she did a really great job on the
She
national anthem.
sang well.
And her people are like retweeting it and liking it and telling me to listen to her music. And so I'm glad
I don't know if you want to
didn't
go that
criticize her.
far. I don't know if you're gonna be buying the Ava album.
No, probably not. But I mean, I enjoyed. I thought she did a great job on the national anthem. That's not an easy song.
No, I think most. I shouldn't say most. I understand that people like Travis Scott. I wonder if they really thought what he did walking out to the ring like that really added to the match. Like even if you like Travis Scott, like were you still confused on why was he out there? Like unless the only thing he was out there for was to get crossroad by Cody because he apparently,
Had to plug his
busted his-
$1,299 belt.
He was out there. He was out there.
Eardrum, I was thinking,
He was out there to get social media engagement and get people in the media that don't normally talk about WrestleMania to talk about WrestleMania the next day.
I think we're missing the other part of it. Cena got a good 5-6 minute break during that entrance that he can catch his breath.
That's very true.
And 48-year-old Cena needed it.
They did nothing during that entrance.
Right.
One final question for you, Justin. Busted Open said that 70% of the crowd was booing Cody Rhodes and they were shooting him the finger.
Yes.
Is that 70% a fair assessment?
It is. It was,
Is that at the end or beginning or when in the match?
when
The whole match?
when he entered till the end.
Really?
Now it was not the same amount of heat that Charlotte got. It was a
Mhm.
different type of heat.
Interesting.
All right.
He definitely needs to chase.
All right, let's put a button on it. Amy, how many jars you give it?
Out of 5,
Yes.
I give it a 3.
3.
It was
Okay.
it was fine. There were definitely matches I did not really care for, but there were definitely some really great matches. Moved things along. I like that, and I'm excited to see how things roll out.
All right, Justin.
I'd agree with Amy. I think three jars is a fair assessment from it. There were hit and misses, and I'd say Saturday was a big hit. So, or
Timmy-
was a big miss. Sunday was a hit. Sorry.
Timmy C.
I'm gonna go 3.5. I think WrestleMania is normally a destination, and I think they treated it this year as more of a step along the path. There's a lot of storytelling left to be done coming out of this.
I would say 3, but I'm going 3 in a mouthful. And the reason I'm going the mouthful is because the excitement that I feel for Jacob Fatu, the newfound excitement that I have for Dominic Mysterio, and my newfound respect for Io Sky. I gained those 3 things, and that's worth the mouthful. 3 in a mouthful. This was not.
Don't forget Tiffy time.
She took a beating.
She had a Tiffany epiphany as Charlotte beat the hell out of her.
But I'm just telling you where my. I'm just my 2 matches were the Intercontinental and the US, and the undercard, the mid card titles got me to, and Io Sky is proved herself. So that's why I'd go 3 in a mouthful.
Awesome. Yeah.
And with that, let's just keep this thing moving right along. Wait a minute, we're missing something.
What are we missing?
Uh-oh. Well, this is
Elderly's doing elderly things.
I know.
I've had a production snafu. We don't get your cute little song this week, Amy. We're just going to go straight into trivia.
All right. So my trivia is about John Cena. I thought that was fitting. So, what year was John Cena born? Was it 75, 76, 77, or 78? I'm looking for the year John Cena was born.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree with Darren tonight.
You got some C's, B's,
that ball shot
and
took a lot
A's.
out of me.
C's.
77. You are all correct. It is 1977. It is actually April 23rd, 1977.
So
Tomorrow.
almost 48-year-old John Cena.
Oh, yeah, he's got a birthday coming up.
I would have missed that had I got an opportunity to guess.
He needs to take a trip to Turkey and get that bald spot fixed, though.
Oh, he got it fixed. He said it around November, and it still hasn't taken yet. So he talked about that on the Pat McAfee show.
Ah.
All right.
What college did John Cena graduate? Was it Dartmouth, Boston, Springfield, or Westfield State?
I thought it was the School of Hard Knocks.
Well, I know. He is an exercise physiology degree from this school.
He's the professor, doctor of thugonomics.
Yeah.
At what school?
Springfield. See,
It is. You all are correct. Look at y'all. It is Springfield. Very good. Very good.
I dated John Cena back in the 90s. It didn't end well.
I had him in the 2000s. Always your sloppy seconds.
That's right. I know. Well, it's because he's older, right? I mean, there's
Yes.
it kind of goes that way.
Yeah.
Who's older, John Cena?
No,
You.
you are older than Justin.
What? I am
No, you're-
36.
You're
And I'm
older than
29.
Justin. No, I'm saying that's why it's always got to be sloppy seconds because you're older. Anyway, what was John Cena's name when he wrestled in OVW? I watched him as this at the OVW. Was he the Prototype? Was he Leviathan? Was he Cash Flow? Or was he the Big C? He wrestled something in his name.
I know this one.
And OVW was what?
He was also that in California.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. But I knew him at OVW.
I
Wasn't
remember
it-
Bruce's story about it.
Was
He
it
didn't break
UPW? UPW that was in California.
Yeah,
Rick
yeah,
Bassman.
UPW. You all are all correct. It is prototype. But let me ask you this: Did you saw the name Leviathan? There's another
Batista.
WWE star. Damn it, Timmy! Let me get the words out. Yes, you're right. That's
You ain't the
what
only one that
Batista-
lives in Kentucky.
And Big C, and Big
Then
C
you
was
should-
Big C was Batista's dick.
The C stood for cock.
Thank you for explaining it to everybody.
You are so silly. Okay, next question. At what pay-per-view did John Cena win his first WWE championship? Was it Survivor Series 05, Backlash 05, No Way Out 05, or was it WrestleMania 21?
Oh
He
man.
won his first WWE championship at what pay-per-view? A, B, C, or D?
I'm gonna say it was WrestleMania 21.
Give him the D.
We got some. We got a lot of B's in the chat. Oh, you sure did. Oh, look at Willie coming in. It was WrestleMania 21, and it was against JBL. And that was the first WrestleMania that John Cena headlined.
WrestleMania win Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That had some of the best commercials leading into it.
Oh yeah,
Where they
that was a
acted
good
like the
lead up
movies.
to that.
You can't handle the truth.
The Harry
That's
Met
right,
Sally. Yeah.
Yes, those were good. Next question. How many times has John Cena won the Royal Rumble? 1, 2, 3, or 4? He has won the Royal Rumble, but how many times?
Man,
1, 2, 3, or 4?
he just won it, so there was one.
Mm-mm. Jay won that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
well,
won the
fuck, I don't know.
What? You got 4 options. You pick.
He's
pick
won
one.
it twice.
And we got. What do you got? You got twice, Tim. Is that what I
got
saw?
twice, yeah.
Okay, lots of 1s and 2s. Justin, what do you think?
I'll go with 3. Just
I think
same.
Austin's the only one that's won it 3 times.
John Cena has won it twice. He won it in 2008, and then he won it in 2013. So
2008 was an awesome Royal Rumble.
That's where he came back, right?
Yeah.
He was not supposed to be there.
That
And he
entire
was
pay-per-view, if you've never watched that, go back and watch that.
he was actually number 30 also. He came out as number 30. All right, this is fill in the blank. Last question. John Cena
Ric
has
Flair
won.
won it. Ric Flair won it from the number 2 position.
Yep.
Yes. John Cena has won the WWE or World Tag Team Championship belts with 4 different people. Batista, Shawn Michaels, The Miz, and who is the 4th person that he has won a tag team championship with?
Is it R-Truth?
It is not R-Truth.
Is it Jeff Hardy?
Nope.
Vern Gagne.
This is definitely Vern. This is definitely going
Terry
to
Weaver
be
with Vern.
a name from the past. Definitely. Think Nexus.
Wade Barrett?
Wade Barrett?
Not Wade Barrett.
Heath.
Nope.
Daniel Bryan?
No, Justin Gabriel.
Nope.
Ted DiBiase Jr.?
Nope.
He wasn't in Nexus.
I ever say he wasn't at Nexus. It
Michael
wasn't Ryback.
Michael
It wasn't
Tarver.
Ryback. Nope. Was it Michael?
Husky Harris.
It was not Husky Harris.
You're all right.
Damn.
We're about out of them.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there anybody else?
There's one because you haven't said them yet. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Curtis Axel.
It was David Otunga.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got that one.
They were
Yeah.
only champions for one day.
They should not have been.
Yes,
That
I know.
should be
but
stricken from the record.
Was he
But
just
like
wanting
I
to meet? Was he wanting to meet Jennifer Hudson?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was whenever whenever he was against the core Nexus and all that stuff. But
That was when they had too many factions.
he only was tag team. They only held the belt for one day, but it was David Otunga. So
Speaking of
Ta-da!
belts, do you think John Cena's going to throw that title away?
interesting.
And And do you think he wants to bring in a spinner?
No, 'cause
Yeah,
I think he's into
definitely.
simplicity.
Well, if
I-
he
Oh,
brought the
that's
spinner
true.
back though, big time belts on Facebook.com. If you join the group, Muhammad Zubair can make your belt dreams come true, like he did for the Ring of Honor Women's Forever Champion, Athena. That she got her spinner belt from Big Time Belts.
Nice.
The Ohio Hatchet Wrestling Champion is duty bopping his ass to the ring with a big time belt.
Don't see that very often.
Ohio's a great state, though.
The Undisputed Pizza Champion, Jason. Oh, I like how he spelled his
I
name.
think it's Jay San.
Jay San. Anyway, he's eating pizza on YouTube apparently, and he's doing it with big time belts.
Interesting.
The Bayou Independent Southern Championship replica was recreated by Big Time Belts. My friend Chuck, he's a big time sponsor of BIW. He got this as a gift for his nephew. I saw the belt at the last show, and I mean, I'm super impressed. When a former WWF Ladies Champion wants a memento to remember, to commemorate her achievement in WWF, she goes to Big Time Belts. Here's Leilani Kai, proudly sporting her replica made by Big Time Belts.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Big Time Belts was kind enough to sponsor the Ram Network's fantasy football. It was a beautiful belt. And Timmy C won it and gave it to a kid in a wheelchair.
I lost it the first night.
And you can't hate that. You can't hate that though.
Nope.
Who knew Timmy wasn't an asshole? I have been misled for years. I find him to be delightful.
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 That's not something anyone ever says about me.
No, I never heard anybody say that about you.
I know.
But that's what I found. And Big Time Belts, if we wanted to make a delightful belt for Timmy C, they could do it. And I'm going to tell y'all,
Ooh.
I'm hoping next week I can show y'all pictures of a brand new belt that's going to be debuted here in Mississippi. And I will go out on a limb to tell you it's probably the most unique and beautiful belt that's on the independent circuit anywhere.
Cool.
Anywhere.
So just real quick, because a question came up in my head. Is there, and because I don't know, is there some significance of the way John Cena was wearing the belt? He's wearing it backwards.
He thinks he's a member of Criss Cross from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Joe,
So there's
He wears jorts. All of his
Well,
fashion decisions are questionable.
I just didn't know if that meant something. I didn't know. So okay. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, we don't know. It's just John Cena.
I didn't write the
He's just
show. I
doing
don't know.
asshole things.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, I'd like to take the opportunity to I want to tell y'all tickets are on now on sale for Starcast. Starcast will be coming to Arlington, Texas in conjunction with AEW's presentation of All In. Go to starcast.com. It's Starcast with 2 R's, STARRCAST.com. If you're not familiar with Starcast, it's a wrestling convention that will have stage shows. It will have some unique photo ops. It will commemorate some things in wrestling history. They do a great job with Starcast. I've been part of a few of them myself. Conrad Thompson and his crew put on a first-class convention.
When are the dates? When is it?
When is All In?
9th
July
through the
19th?
12th. Looks like it's 9th through the 12th of July.
Okay.
July 12th is All In.
July 12th is All In, so it's the 10th and 11th, that Thursday and Friday.
Awesome.
You won't be disappointed. Those bracelets are on sale now. The first thing they do is they roll out the bracelets, and then they'll start putting out the who's going to be there and the unique photo ops. I think one year they had guys getting pictures that were on part of a ladder match. I think um, we've had. I think we've had Tully and Magnum with a steel cage.
Yeah.
Just CM Punk made his return to wrestling at a StarCast.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I seen it.
And look where we are now.
We had Bret Hart there shitting on everybody at a StarCast.
Mm-hmm.
The roast of Ric Flair. I mean, you won't be disappointed.
Well,
True.
if you need a primer for StarCast and want to see me, you can come see me this weekend and watch Bret Hart shit on everyone at Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I want to thank everybody that's watching us on YouTube. We've had a lot of. We're now doing. We've rebranded our YouTube channel to 2 shows, 1 cup. We're teaming up with Drunken Pop. We're putting as much content onto the channel as we can, and y'all are responding very positively to it. Prior to the show, we were at 889 subscribers. We're on a quest for 1,000, and I think that we're going to get there by next week.
So y'all
pace
go
that
make
we're
some
on.
friends and get them to subscribe.
Please.
We're working hard for you, and we're also working hard for you over on the Ram Network, patreon.com/Ram Network. We're only charging $1 a month for all that bonus content. I mean, it's just like $1, and the worst show that we have on there is worth that. And
I would say ask Darren Staley about it, but not the way he's acting tonight.
Ronnie Millsap hates that he can't watch us on the
He
Ram
said the
Network.
value is so good, even Ronnie Millsap could see it.
Yeah, Ronnie Millsap's a subscriber, even though all he can do is listen to the audio. And this weekend, I will be in Spring Hill, Louisiana for Bayou Independent Wrestling presents Take Up the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Davidson will be on the card. Nate Collins, Bam Bam Malone. We're going to have a special appearance by Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell will be there.
Woohoo!
And Rodney Mack. Rodney Mack has been added. Frog's Liquidation brings us to town. Oh, it's a great venue. I love the venue.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the drive. I love the venue. Fun fact that Ryan Davidson, the first match I ever refereed was Ryan Davidson versus Michael Faith. And now 20 years later, I'm looking forward to getting to work with Ryan Davidson again. He's been tearing it up in Japan. He's hellacious. I'm
Awesome.
a big fan. Barrett Brown had to cancel. He won't be there. There's something going on that I don't know the details yet, but he's requesting, him and his mom and dad are requesting prayers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're lifting them up and hope that whatever's going on with them has a positive outcome. I thank the world of Barrett Brown and his family. They're just such good people. But,
and he was a previous guest. He has been on our show.
He has. And so get on out. $15 in advance at Frog's Liquidation, and
Amgens,
soups and scoops. $20 at the door. It's a great night of wrestling action. You will not be disappointed. Bayou Independent Wrestling presents Take Up the Shield.
We're just gonna ignore that there's an attorney at law named Rooster Olivo.
Because we know Rooster. He's awesome.
Rooster's good people, dude.
Yeah, Rooster's awesome.
His name's Rooster. He's an attorney.
He is.
You need to go. You need to go.
Lots of DUIs coming out of that one.
He is a GMF. I love Rooster. Man, Rooster supports us, and man, Rooster's a hell of a guy. You'd have to meet him. I almost want to get in trouble. Just so I can call Rooster to represent me.
You need to plan some kind of BIW, like let the Drunken Pop. They all need to come watch. It's a good show. I've got to see. Oh, okay, Tim. You didn't like that idea? No.
I didn't leave.
Tim wasn't here at the beginning when I was putting everybody into the scenes.
Okay. But I think you all would really enjoy it. And like I said, Rooster, he's a very nice man. I got to meet him when I went down to Vicksburg. We had a good time.
The crowd, it's a happening when BIW comes to town. And
it is.
We got our regulars. Miss Ginger will be there with her signs.
Yep. Look at the time. We're so close, Dave.
All right. Justin Yent, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Timmy C, thank you for coming in. For the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Amy Vaughn, I'm Pondwater Dave. We will see you next week on Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. Good night.
Good night.